In the quiet, unsettling stillness of the night, a shrill ring of a phone echoes through an empty house. Amidst the cobwebs and dust of this old, deserted home, the sound carries an eerie resonance. A place long forgotten by time, its walls bear the weight of countless untold stories. A chill runs down the spine of our protagonist who, despite the house's abandonment for years, receives this unexpected call. The number is unknown, a mystery wrapped in the enigma of the late hour. Answering hesitantly, a chilling, distorted voice crackles through the other end. It's a voice that seems to echo from the depths of the abyss, each syllable dripping with an ominous undertone. The voice, the words, the tone, all serve to set the stage for the unfolding horror. As the call ends, the silence returns, swallowing up the echoes of the disturbing exchange. The protagonist is left with a sense of dread, a foreboding indication that the night is far from over. As the protagonist tries to shrug off the strange phone call, shadows begin to dance on the walls. The once familiar room starts to morph into an arena of the unknown, with the moonlight casting eerie silhouettes that seem to twist and contort in an otherworldly ballet. With each passing moment, the protagonist's heartbeat synchronizes with the rhythmic pulsations of the encroaching darkness. The shadows, they are not just mere absence of light anymore. These specters of darkness seem to have a life of their own. They grow, they shift, and they seem to breathe. With each breath they take, they inflate, stretching out their inky tendrils into every nook and cranny of the room. Their movements are unpredictable, like a predator stalking its prey in the dead of night, their formless shapes twisting into terrifying figures that seem to mock our protagonist's growing unease. A chill runs down the protagonist's spine as the realization sets in. These aren't just anomalies of light and darkness. They're more than that. They're alive. They have a purpose. That purpose? To instill fear, to unnerve, and to watch. The protagonist can't shake the feeling of being watched, of being under the scrutiny of countless unseen eyes. The feeling, it's paralyzing, like a cold hand clutching at their heart, squeezing the warmth out of it. There's a palpable sense of dread that fills the air. It's thick, almost suffocating. The shadows, they seem to be whispering, their voices low and guttural, a cacophony of indistinct murmurs that seem to echo in the protagonist's mind. The words are incomprehensible, yet their intent is clear. They hint at the horrors that lurk in the house, at the unspeakable things that are yet to come. As the whispers grow louder, the room grows darker, the shadows more menacing. The protagonist is left feeling small and vulnerable in the face of the encroaching darkness. The shadows seem to whisper in the darkness, their indistinct murmurs hinting at the horrors that lurk in the house. In the dead of the night, the protagonist senses an unseen presence moving around the house. A shiver runs down their spine as they sit up in bed, their heart pounding like a drum. They listen, straining their ears to make sense of the eerie silence. And then it comes. A soft, almost imperceptible sound, a whispering echo that seems to flow around the house, like a cold wind on a winter's night. The protagonist starts hearing strange noises, a cacophony of inexplicable sounds that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. A creaking door, the rustling of papers, a soft click as if someone just switched on a light. Each sound amplifies the sense of dread, sending icy tendrils of fear coiling around their heart. But it's not just the sounds. A cold, unnatural breeze sweeps through the rooms, making the curtains flutter and the candle flames dance. It's as if the very air has turned hostile, a chilling reminder of the unseen presence that lurks in the shadows. The feeling of being watched intensifies. The protagonist can't shake off the sensation of eyes on them, a gaze that seems to pierce through the darkness. It's a stare that's not human, not natural. It's a stare that wants to consume, to dominate, to terrify. And the protagonist is terrified. Each breath they take feels like a struggle, each heartbeat a countdown to an unknown terror. They move from room to room, their steps echoing in the silent house. But the presence is always there, always watching, always waiting. The protagonist begins to feel a palpable sense of terror. It's not just a fear of the dark or of the unknown. It's a fear of the unseen, of the presence that has turned their safe haven into a haunted house. With each passing moment, the unseen presence grows stronger, turning the house into a chilling nightmare. The protagonist knows they're not alone. They know they're being watched, and they know, with a bone-deep certainty, that the unseen presence won't rest until it has claimed what it came for. Summoning their courage, the protagonist decides to investigate, leading to a horrifying discovery. They embark on a journey through the house, a place once familiar now transformed into a maze of shadows and eerie silence. Each footstep echoes through the halls, amplifying their rising fear. A cold breeze seems to follow them, whispering tales of dread and despair. They stumble upon a concealed door, hidden in plain sight, a secret gateway into the house's dark past. A nauseating mix of curiosity and trepidation propels them to push it open. The hinges groan under the strain, breaking the deathly silence of the house. The protagonist steps into a hidden room, a forbidden sanctuary where time stood still. The room is a chilling tableau of the macabre. In the dim light, they see peculiar symbols etched into the walls, each more unnerving than the last. A circle of strange artifacts, remnants of a bygone era, lay in the room's center. The air is heavy with the scent of old parchment and burnt candle wax, the aftermath of countless sinister rituals. As they probe deeper, they find a dusty old journal, the leather-bound book of secrets that had been kept hidden. The pages, yellowed with age, are filled with cryptic entries and unsettling sketches. Each page turned unravels the chilling chronicles of the house's past inhabitants, their descent into darkness, and the unspeakable acts they carried out in their quest for unholy power. The protagonist's heart pounds in their chest, their mind struggling to comprehend the horrifying reality. The house they thought they knew harbored a history soaked in fear and steeped in malevolence. The walls, once thought safe and comforting, now felt like they were closing in, each creak and groan a reminder of the tormented souls that once lived there. The truth of the house's past unravels, revealing a tale of horror that sends shivers down the protagonist's spine. The terrifying discovery leaves them in a state of shock, their blood running cold. The house was not just a house, it was a monument to the darkness that lurked within, a chilling testament to the terrifying power of the unknown. As the protagonist uncovers the house's dark past, they're forced to face the unseen terror head-on. The atmosphere thickens, the air becomes cold, and the sense of terror is almost tangible. Our protagonist stands at the precipice of the final confrontation, their heart pounding in their chest like a drum. The unseen presence, which has been an elusive specter up until now, makes itself known in a way that sends chills down the spine. The house, which was once a sanctuary, has turned into a battlefield. The protagonist, filled with a determined resolve, embarks on their desperate fight for survival. Each step they take echoes through the silence, a grim reminder of the impending doom. The entity that haunts the house, a malevolent force tied to its dark past, is no longer just a shadow. It's a real, palpable threat, lurking in the corners, whispering through the walls, and seeping through the floorboards. With every passing second, the tension intensifies. The protagonist can feel the entity closing in, its icy touch just a breath away. The unseen presence, shrouded in mystery and malice, is now an imminent danger. The protagonist, despite their fear, fights back, their survival instincts kicking in. They navigate the labyrinth of the house, their only goal to escape the clutches of the unseen terror. The confrontation reaches its peak. The protagonist, fueled by adrenaline, confronts the entity in a desperate bid to reclaim their freedom. The house shakes violently, rattling the very foundation of their reality. The unseen presence, with a haunting roar, lashes out, its malevolent energy filling every corner of the house. The struggle is intense, the fear is real, and the stakes are high. The protagonist, armed with nothing but their courage and determination, battles the unseen presence. They fight not just for their life, but for their sanity, their peace, and their right to the mundane world they once took for granted. As the confrontation reaches its climax, the protagonist makes one final push, a desperate attempt to escape the house and the unseen terror that haunts it. The struggle is relentless, the fear is palpable, but the will to survive is stronger. The protagonist manages to break free, leaving the house and its unseen terror behind. In the end, the house returns to its eerie silence, leaving only the echo of the protagonist's terrified screams as a chilling reminder of the horrors that unfolded. The unseen presence retreats back into the shadows of the house, its malevolent energy subdued for now. The house stands silent, a chilling monument to the night of terror, its dark past forever echoing in its empty halls. The protagonist, though safe, is forever marked by their encounter with the unseen terror, their story a chilling testament to the horrors that lurk in the shadows of our world.